Hello, 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 hello. So, tonight's episode of Rise and Vibes is sponsored by G Body Parts Connect. If you guys are not following G Body Parts Connect, it happens to be my company, but I have some new things that are for sale. Bought Chevy parts and emblems and all types of pieces for dunks and box Chevys and things like that. Of course, we're gonna stay true to the good old G body stuff, but I have box Chevy and dunk stuff as well. So if you're not following G Body Parts Connect, make sure, hey there, if you're not following G Body Parts Connect, make sure you go follow and check out what we have to offer. So tonight's guest, I know you guys have been waiting. Listen, I ain't gonna say you guys have been waiting. I have been waiting. I'm super excited to talk to this young lady. She's like one of the dopest people in the car culture. Now, of course, I keep saying she. And she is a race car driver, which is amazing. So if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel while we wait for her to come on, make sure you click the link in the bio and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, young lady.
Hey, what's going on?
So listen, I am super excited to talk to you tonight. For those people that are not familiar with who you are, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Mieshael Henry, and I'm the driver of my team, D&M Racing 1968 Pontiac Firebird. Um, I've been driving for a little under a year now, and I got licensed last year, and I've just been enjoying the ride. It's just been so great. Like, I'm very appreciative to my dad passing the torch down to me, and now I'm finally the driver and, just bringing something different to the table. So I love it. I love
So
it.
let me say this. Anytime I see you doing your thing, you would literally think I am part of your team. Or I sit in the passenger side of the car while you drive it. Because I
Oh,
am super excited about what you do.
oh.
Um so first I want to tell you thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're super busy, to sit down and let us get in your business a little bit, okay?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What I'll do is I'll start off with one of my
Okay.
questions and then I'll get right into the fans questions, okay?
All right.
So tell me how you got started being into cars.
So it started, I would say I was a little girl. And my dad used to street race in San Francisco. We had a stadium that is no longer there, Candlestick Park, and they used to street race on the back streets of there. And so I would watch him there and cheering him on and stuff. And I never thought that I would be a driver, but I definitely was like, I like the motorsports industry. And I love old school cars because he was driving my mom's 67 Camaro at the time. And so, yeah. And so watching him race there and then like going to swap meets, like the good guys swap meets, um, going to one of the racetracks that was our home track, Sacramento Raceway, which is now closed. Watching him there, watching him at Sonoma Raceway, where I just recently raced at, and a few other tracks just inspired me to like say, hey, I think it's time for you to get in that hot seat. You've been around it all of your life. You've seen it. You got the feel of it. So now it's your turn. And like I said, last year, I told my dad, I said, hey, it's time to get out of that seat. And he laughed at me because I tell this story all the time. But he laughed at me and was like, yeah, right. I don't think so. And literally a month later, I got a text from my mom. It was like, you're going to Frank Holly drag racing school. And I'm like, wait, what? Me? And yeah, from there I got my license.
So you went to drag racing school.
Yes.
How long is the school?
The school, I think, is typically like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
But because our class was only 7 people, because normally I think he take 14, but because we had half of the class, we did it in 2 days.
So what all do they teach you in drag racing school?
They teach you everything. Where to line yourself up at on the track. You learn your 60 foot, 330, eighth mile, quarter mile markers. You learn where the finish line is. You learn how to turn off, when to turn off. You learn how to line yourself up at the starting line, when to burn out, how far you should be away from the water box. How to stage, how to hold the trans brake button, the line lock button, how to align yourself when you backing up. And then he do like a lot of in-class stuff where he'll tell you stories about certain stuff that has happened, and certain victories that people have won and gotten over the years and stuff. So it's a pretty good school.
So
I recommend people.
you already got one up on a lot of these guys because they ain't been to drag racing school. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They ain't been to school. They just
No,
got in
no.
the car and started.
Yes. So actually before I went to school, it was a race in August of last year, and I had already gotten my suit, my driver suit. My dad already had the helmet because I was using his helmet because we got the same shape head and everything. And I had my gloves and my shoes and everything, and my dad was like, give it a test. And he put me on a track, and I did a 60 foot, and then I did half track, and then that was it. And like I said, a month later I was at school. So I kind of got like a tad bit of the feel of being in the race car, but not the full thing.
Well, let me tell you something. Nobody will ever know that you have been driving a short
I
amount of
know.
time that you have been driving. Baby, you listen, you be driving. Like, I cannot wait to come to your side of the world and watch you do what you do, because I do have plans to come to your side of the world and watch you do
Mhm.
what you do. Baby, that is just amazing to me. That not only so I believe in like actually giving people their flowers while they are here to smell them.
Mhm.
So here's the thing: not only are you a female racing, right?
Yes.
But I feel like being that you are a woman of color, that does so much for little girls who might
Mhm.
not want to play with Barbies. Maybe
Mhm.
they want to drive fast cars.
Yep.
So now that they can look at somebody who looks like them, race cars and be
Mhm.
into cars, that really gives them the motivation to not feel like they have to do something quote unquote girly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I have to give you your props, baby, because you be driving.
Thank you.
You be,
I mean, they definitely can still be girly because when I'm working on a car, I'm like a little tomboy. But as soon as I'm done racing, I am girly to the T. So you can get your hands dirty and still be cute.
right,
But yeah. I noticed that once I really started driving, I was like, wow, like you're changing the dynamics for African American women. Because how often do you see women drag racing? You
right,
don't.
right.
And so, I think after about a month or so of me being in the car, I was like, yeah, you're going to end up changing some people's lives, some people's narratives, some people's feelings. Like, some people may be upset, some people are going to be happy for you. Like, you just don't know what you're going to do, but you do know it's going to be a change. Like, and so, two, with the driving, yes. When I was at Sonoma Raceway, people were surprised. Like the pros were surprised that I've only been driving for a short amount of time. They were like, the way you handle the car is as if you've been driving for years.
Right, right.
So,
I don't know a lot about the type of cars that you race, but
mm-hmm.
from being around big rim racing as long as I have, I can't listen. Driving is driving, and I
Yeah.
could. If you had not have said that you was doing it only a year, I would not have known, because I would have
Mm-hmm.
thought. And you can't be that old, first of all. So So
I'm
time
old.
frame.
I'm old, girl. I'm old.
No, you're not.
I'm
You
old.
look like you just now getting your driver's license.
I am old. I tell everybody I'm old. I'm old. I'm old. I'm old.
No, maybe you got an old soul, but you definitely not old. So
Definitely have that
how does
old.
your mom? Okay, so I know your dad is probably very happy. How does your mom feel about you driving?
She is very happy. She likes the way that I control and handle the car. Um, Before I started driving, she was against it. But you know, she's a mom. What do you expect? I don't want my baby out there driving this car with all this horsepower. Are you crazy?
Right,
But then once she started seeing how I drive the car, she was like, "Okay, I feel safe with you driving. So go ahead." And now she's my biggest cheerleader. One of my biggest cheerleaders.
right. Mom's a big cheerleader as far as that. But your mom has never been a race car driver, right?
No, but her dad actually was a mechanic and had all the old school cars. So she's been around it. She, like I said, she had her 67 Camaro. So she got the feel of some horsepower, but she just chose not to do it. She wanted to do it. She told me she wanted to do it years ago, but then she was like, "Nah, it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll let your dad do it."
going fast is different. I have never been a race car driver, but the team that I booked races for,
Mhm.
uh, Team Carnage, I rode with one of the guys down the track.
Mm.
I tell you, it kind of felt like I was sitting there, and it kind of felt like I jolted back,
Mhm.
and I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I wasn't scared. It was like I was excited. It was
Mhm.
like I was like, "Ooh, I don't know how they do this," because baby, I could not. No,
Yeah.
it's not for me.
You definitely get snatched back in your seat. You
Yeah,
definitely do. And you know, for me, I'm going from 0 to 7 seconds in 190 some miles in a quarter mile. So
right.
it's quick. It's over in 7 seconds. So yeah, that's a lot of horsepower and a lot of speed for me.
Mm-hmm. What was let's go into your first time racing.
Okay.
How did you, what, to talk us through it.
All right. So my very first time racing, it was like I said at a track that's recently closed, Sacramento Raceway, and I was nervous. Oh, I was so nervous. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to cry. I'm like, you got this, but my nerves was just taking over on me, and I had to keep going to the bathroom. My mom's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I gotta keep using the bathroom." I'm like, "I'm nervous. I don't know what to do," and she's like, "You got this." And so, once I started the card, all the nerves, everything I was worrying about went away. Um, and so I did my burnout, which was pretty okay. You know, it was my first time doing it. So, um, it was okay. And then, you know, I backed up, staged the car. I slept on a tree, of course, because it was my very first time. So, reacting to the light and getting that hand foot coordination all together at one time was like something new.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a foreign language to me. And so after that, I came back again. Like I said, I still was sleeping on a tree and stuff because it's still new to me.
Right,
But you know, I got to a point where now I'm like at peace.
right.
So I don't get that nervous bug anymore. I don't have the worries anymore. Unless it's like something, you know, super emotional, like the Nationals was my first Nationals, like with the big dogs. Like, I'm ready to cry because it's like, wow, just a year ago you said you wanted to be here and now you're actually here. Like, how amazing is that? But yeah, my first time going down the track, I told myself, I was like, whew, we did it. We did it. Okay, we did it. We did it, girl. You go, girl. And I had popped the parachutes, and at this time I had never popped the parachutes. And I had two chutes, and I normally drive with two chutes. I don't really too much care for one chute. And the reason for that is if something malfunctions with that one, and all you got is one, now you got to do a whole bunch of praying and slamming on them, and not slamming on the brakes, but easing up on the brakes.
Right, 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 right.
But being snatched back in my seat, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this feel like a roller coaster ride. Like, what is this? My back was hurting. I'm like, what is going on?" But I said, "It's okay. We gonna keep going at this," and so I'm sticking with it.
So you said you slept at the tree. So what was that first reaction time versus
Like,
now? Well, I don't know if you want to tell your reaction time now, but what
I'll
was your
tell you what it
very
was
first?
before. I'm not gonna
Okay,
tell you now, but
okay,
I'll definitely tell you what it was
okay.
before. It was like 4 something, 450 something. Yes, 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 yes. My reaction was super delayed, but like I said, it was my first time and trying to do that hand foot coordination. Like that was one heck of an experience for me. And two, I went from driving with both hands, so I'm like this, letting the trans brake go. Now I'm like this, trans brake, hand in air. So I'm a one hand driver. I'm like this the whole time down the track.
Right,
Yes, yes. So that whole change of being a two hand to one hand, I actually like being one handed now.
right. For something?
Yes,
Yeah,
for
you was
something.
asleep. You was dead
I was
asleep.
sleeping. I was sleeping. Like I said, it's my first time. I know what to do, but I don't know. And I'm racing too. It's not like I'm testing. I'm in an actual race, so I'm not used to this. But I'm getting used to it. I'm used to it now.
So speaking of nationals, what happened at nationals? I already know, but I just want people to know what happened.
All right, so Nationals was fun. It was so much fun. Hanging out, like I said, with the big guys, being able to race in front of thousands of people, spectators, was amazing. I mean, I got out first round. I had some technical issues with myself and the car. But other than that, it was one heck of an experience. Everybody was just congratulating me. They were so happy that I was there. They were like, "Thank you for bringing something different to the table." And I really enjoyed myself. Like I said, it was something that I wanted to do last year because I saw my dad doing it, and I was like, okay, I want to run the nationals, and I ended up running in the nationals, and I loved it.
So at when it comes to, because I seen, okay, let me tell you what I seen that was super impressive, right? I seen the little girl sitting in the driver's seat of your car, and
Mhm.
I don't know what you were saying because I really couldn't, I don't know whether it was like music or something playing over it or what happened, but I
Mhm.
seen the little girl sitting in the driver's seat of your car. How did that make you feel?
So actually, that wasn't for the nationals. That was for Race Wars.
Okay.
Um, I just was like, wow, Michelle, you have like this big impact on little girls because when she walked over, she was just like, I want to see your car. I like race cars. I like cars. I'm like, okay, come on. So we went over. I took her to the car. I was like, "Do you want to get in?" She said, "Yeah." I put her in there, and I was going down the steps of what it is that I do inside a car, like preparing myself prior to starting the car up, and when I'm starting the car up, and when I'm shutting it down. And so she just loved it. She fell in love with it. And after taking her out the car and stuff, we hugged each other. Later on that day, she was crying because she was hot and she was right across from where we were pitted at. And I had brought her some Cheetos and I brought her stickers and juices and water. And I was like, just comforting to her. And the next day, her mom came over and was like, "Do you know we stayed up all night watching drag racing videos? That's all she wanted to watch was car videos." I
Oh,
said, "What?" She was like, "Yes, it's all my baby wanted to do was watch race car videos." And she told me, "I want to be a race car driver just like her." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, Mieshael.
Because
Look at
now
you.
now it seems realistic. And
Mm-hmm.
when the little girls can only see boys driving race cars, it's like,
Exactly.
oh, I never think I'll be able to do that. But
Exactly.
now she sees somebody that looks like her, and she's like, you know what? I
Mm-hmm.
can do it. I
Mm-hmm.
know you did you want to cry?
I did. I did, but I had to keep it together because I can't let these people see me cry now.
There's no crying in racing.
No, there is no crying. At least, well, in the trailer, maybe, maybe in the trailer.
When I seen that little girl in the driver's seat of your car, I was like I said, when I see you ladies out there doing y'all thing, it's like I'm either y'all sister or some of y'all real young, so I might be your mama, I
Uh-huh.
might be your auntie. I'm y'all biggest fan because I know that being in the car world and being a female, it
Mm-hmm.
is not easy. People gonna automatically feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Like I sell G body parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I don't put my face out there on the parts because they don't think I will know what I'm talking about. But a lot of times when they find out it's a girl, they're like,
Hmm.
so you're the
Touch
person that's been
nothing.
typing all this stuff to me and saying all this stuff to me. Yeah, it's been me the whole
Mm-hmm.
time. So
Mm-hmm.
they feel like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about, or she doesn't know what to do. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So to see you ladies out there actually doing y'all thing and like kicking and taking names, I'm like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
because I was looking forward to interviewing you, and then probably maybe a month ago I talked to Lala Fox,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, Ford actually reached out to her to partner with her.
Mm-hmm.
And when she said that, I was like, look at the things that you ladies are doing and showing little girls that it is possible
Yes.
to be sponsored or
Yes.
to have, you know what I'm saying? And I seen you just recently got a sponsorship. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it just makes me really overjoyed when it comes to you ladies.
Yes, and I am so for the women empowerment. I love the fact that there's women coming into this industry, because when I did want to drive, at the time there wasn't any women at all. And I know before my time there were women driving, but at that time when I wanted to, it wasn't. And then the Four Sisters came in, and I'm like, ooh, I really want to drive now,
Right.
and I just love the fact that the doors are opening up for women to race and to be in this industry. Because, yes, it is tough racing against men, of course. But if I could do anything to soothe it out, yes, I will show my face every single time. Every single time, because I bring something different to the table.
Right.
And that's just me.
Now, as far as your race team, it's a family, right? Your
Yes.
whole talk about the family dynamic when it comes to the racing.
All right. So, like I said, the previous driver was my dad. And now my dad does all the not okay. I want to say 99.9. My dad is doing all the mechanics, all the suspension, everything. And I'm not 1% that's coming in to help. I mean, that like 0.% coming in. But my dad does all of the maintenance on the car, and then my mom, she packs the parachute, she collects the data, she pushes me up to the starting line, she helped me get suited, she straps me into the car, she pulls me into the beams. If there's anything that we need, my mom is like the go-to girl. She's the GOAT. So, and
Right.
then I'm the driver.
Right.
I'm the face of the business as of right now.
So you don't do nothing but drive. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I mean, you know what? I do more than just driving, okay? When I was at Race Wars, I couldn't work on the car at all. When I tell you, I couldn't sit down. I literally, between both Friday, was it Friday? I think, yeah, both Friday and Saturday, I only had 5 minutes to myself
Right.
before going to bed and waking up.
Right.
I could not sit down. It was, can we take a picture? Can we get your autograph? I want a T-shirt. I want to hug you. I want to meet you. Can my kid get in the car? Like, it was just nonstop. Like, I couldn't do anything. And I was like, okay, so you are not just a driver. You are a local drag racing celebrity.
Were you surprised?
I was, but I wasn't. I knew it was coming.
Okay.
I knew it was coming. And I know it's gonna come in even heavier. So I'm preparing myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, because it's coming. That day is coming where I'm gonna be a pro drag racer, and there's gonna be millions of people who want to see me, take pictures with me, and say hi to me, and all other type of stuff. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
But it's already like, okay, so I'll say this. Let me speak for myself, right? When it comes to the internet, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew what I was signing up for, because it was gonna be people like, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Can I? And I'm like, you talking to me?
Right. Right.
I'm sure we can take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Like, this is what I'm saying in my head. But what I had to learn from people is, a lot of times people only know you through the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally end up seeing you in person, they're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's Mieshael.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's, or they'll walk up to you and be like, are you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just me. I'm just KB. Like, it. The first time somebody bought some merch from me and wanted me to sign it,
Mm-hmm.
like getting my autograph, I was like, oh,
Right.
okay, sure. Had to figure out what kind of pens can sign autographs on shit.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I never in my life thought nobody would want my autograph.
Same here. Same, like when I was younger, definitely said that. It's funny because I was talking to my aunt, and I was like, one day I'm gonna get so big, I'm gonna need security. I said, are you gonna be my security? She was like, yeah, I'll protect you.
Right.
But
That's
I definitely know where you're coming from.
and it's weird you said that, right?
Mm.
Because I was thinking, I remember I used to walk around the track by myself, unprotected. You know what I'm saying? And it was
Yeah.
cool, right? But then as things started to get different, I was like, I don't know if I need to be walking unprotected.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I need to be protected. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I'm protected from going forward.
Exactly.
But it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I and I have seen, even the time frame that I've been knowing you, the
Mm-hmm.
growth, right? The
Yeah.
growth in your numbers, the growth in your, I don't want to do quotes because I don't want to minimize it, but I've seen the growth in your celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, like you said, you was walking around taking pictures. People want to talk
Yeah.
to you. And like you said, it's only gonna get bigger. So let me just go ahead and put my bid in. You are a friend of the show.
Yes.
I don't want you to forget about me.
I'm not.
Don't,
I'm not.
don't
I
forget the
promise
little
I
people.
won't.
That's what I'm saying. Don't
I
forget the little people.
promise I won't. I won't. Like, I told somebody that they were like, don't forget about us little people and where you came from. I said, listen, I don't care how big I get. I'm still that city San Francisco girl. I will never forget where I came from. I will never forget the people who were there supporting me, who was there encouraging me to do this. Like, I will never forget you guys. And so I'm like, yeah, don't ever think like that. Please don't think. I am not one of those people. I'm not even like that right now. And I have people come come up to me at the track and is like, hey, I saw you on the news, right? I was watching your story on the news. Yeah, because I was on the news for Women's History Month. And so we were discussing how I am the first African American woman from San Francisco to drag race, from the Bay Area to drag race. Yes. And so at the track, so many people have come up to me and was like, I saw you on the news. Oh my God, that's you and your mom, your dad. Oh my goodness. Like, you're like a celebrity. And I'm like, yeah, shh. But it's something new because your life changes. You are no longer that person who could just live a certain life. You really have to change everything about yourself. Um and I'm not saying like you got to change it for the bad or like, oh, I can't be this person. Like, no. You just have to be more professional. And that's all that is. And watch everything that you post, people you hang around, the stuff that you do. But who you are on the inside, never change that.
Yeah.
Never change that.
And you got to be careful. Like
You do have to be
it
careful.
ain't like now you could just say, "Oh, well, I'm at Chili's on Northside Drive
Mm-hmm.
eating." If you was
Mm-hmm.
at Chili's on Northside Drive, you got to post when you done left.
Exactly.
You can't tell nobody, "Oh, I'm about to be
You
at Chili's.
cannot.
Y'all want to pull up?" Nah,
Yep. See
I
me at the
post this Chili.
racetrack.
Right.
Come to
Right.
the
Because
racetrack.
at least at the racetrack, you protected. Like
Mm-hmm.
you got people around you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great to have that family dynamic
It
though,
is.
because that when you it's different people. They only got them.
Yeah.
Like me, when I'm there, I only got me. Now, luckily, I have built a community of people who love me and they will kill a rock and drown water for me. They not gonna let nothing happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you're great because you got your whole family there, and
Yes.
they ain't about to play about you.
Mm-mm. I'm not even about to play about me.
So you be protected. I understand.
Yeah.
So what's coming up next for you?
I believe our next race is September 7th. We'll be at Famosa Raceway. They're having a Mopar race, but they're also including the West Coast Outlaw Pro Mods. And that's the class that I run it. So, yeah.
West Coast Outlaw Pro Mod.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're a West Coast outlaw?
Yes, I am.
I can't wait to see what everything you're gonna accomplish. Like I'm super 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 proud of you.
Thank
Um, it's
you.
it's definitely refreshing to see more and more and more women get into this.
Mm-hmm.
And being that at one time women couldn't do anything that was quote unquote a man's job, to
Mm-hmm.
see where how far we have come, I'm like, I am one of your biggest fans.
Aww.
Don't like I
Thank
said,
you.
don't forget about the little people when
I
you
won't. I promise you I won't. I won't.
I,
Um,
go ahead.
Speaking of which, what was funny is when I was at the Nationals just this past weekend, there was this lady, she came up to me and she was like, I am so impressed on your whole setup. Cause she looked at the car and then she walked past, but I had like my sign where it was my face and everything on there. And she came back. She was like, I had to meet you. She was like, I'm so impressed with your guys' setup and that you are the driver and stuff. And so she was telling me about how she has a car and she always wanted to race, and she's very much older than me. And I was telling her, like, so if you have a car at home sitting in a garage, it just need minor maintenance. Why aren't we racing?
Right.
And she was like, well, isn't there an age requirement? I said, no. As long as you can see and you can get down the track, there is no age requirement. Just get on the track. And she was like, all right, you know what? This weekend or next weekend when I go home, I'm gonna check the car up, start it up, and then I'm gonna try and get down the track. I said, yes, thank you, let's do it. But she was saying that I sparked a flame underneath her. It's like, look at you.
Yeah, so it's a lot of, like you said, you're gonna change. You're definitely gonna change the perspective.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna change probably the dynamic, and you're definitely gonna change some people's lives because, like you said, that lady didn't even think she would
Mm-mm.
ever probably be going down the track.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So go ahead.
And she said she'd been wanting to race for many years. She said her dad raced and she just couldn't get in the car. And I was like, well, do it now. Why wait?
You know why? Because Like our boy Trump say, people dying that ain't never died before. So we need to make sure that
Exactly.
need to make sure we live our lives to the fullest.
Definitely.
If you have not built your dream car, what is your dream car to build?
I don't know the exact motor just yet, but I know it would be a 68 Camaro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like mom.
Yes. Well, she got 67, but I want 68. And those bodies are hard to come by, like, and they're super expensive. But it would be like this baby blue with a pearl, like, coating on there. And yeah, like I said, I don't know what size motor and all of that stuff just yet, but it's going to get built. I know, I know it is going to get built in the next few years, and I'll be running it.
But the 68, so you're going to race that?
Maybe.
But that's so you don't want a pretty car. You want all your cars.
I want to be able to cruise it and race it. I could put some racing slicks on there. I want to. I want to race it
too. You just got bit by the speed bug and it is over. So when you be driving your regular car, do you feel like you're going slow?
Yes and no. I have to be careful with my speed because listen, I've caught myself and I'm just like in race mode, not even paying attention to the speed limit. And here I am. It's nobody on the freeway. Here I am pushing 90, almost 100 miles. Like, girl, what are you doing? We are not at the racetrack. Get out of racetrack mode. So I have to bring it all the way down to 75.
Yeah.
But people always ask me what type of car do I have. I always tell them I have a Toyota because that's what I have. And they're like, I'm surprised. I thought you would have had like a Mustang or a Camaro or a Corvette or one of those what is those other car, Hellcat or something. And I'm like, listen, if I had any of those cars, do you not know how many speed tickets I would have? Because I would just be rolling as if I'm on the racetrack and nobody else is on the track. I mean, on a freeway with me. So no, I need the slowest car that they have.
Because you got like racing license, right?
Yeah.
So are your racing license contingent on your like real license? No. Okay. Because I was gonna say you can't afford to lose your license. No. And not to mention you got a racing license. A lot of these folks ain't got no. They ain't been to school and they don't have racing license.
No, they don't. And that is like a big concern when you're racing against somebody. Like, I get, certain tracks, they don't say anything, whatever the case may be. But if something happens to you, whether you IHRA or NHRA, what can you explain for yourself? Like, what can you say? Oh, I was just out here racing, no license. Or right. What are you doing? Right. Go get licensed. It's so easy to get licensed. All you need is two people who got a higher license, and that's all I needed. And they just need to sign off 3 areas for you, and you got your license. 3-4 areas, and you got your license. Like, it's easy.
Are you both NHRA and IHRA or just NHRA?
Just NHRA.
Do you have to? Is it a must that you get both of them, or would you like to get the other one?
Okay. No, I don't really too much know about IHRA, but I mean I hear about it all the time. But I'm just NHRA right now, and I am trying to get my top sportsman. Ooh, let me see. Let me think of the name because it's top sportsman, but it's one up. It was here in my brain and now it's gone. But it's one up where I can go 6 seconds and faster.
Okay.
And so I just got a regular top sportsman where I could go 7s and a little bit in the 6s, but I need the one that goes 6 seconds and faster. And speaking of faster, I hit my career fastest over the weekends. I went 7:07. We dialed in 7:07. I went 7:07 quarter mile at 193. Yes.
Listen, 100 miles is fast for me. You went almost 200 miles. Listen, it would have probably been throw up everywhere in the car and everything. Everything. Because I would have threw up everywhere. Almost 200 miles an hour.
Yes. No. Listen, I think I believe in my heart the next quarter-mile race that we have, I'm pulling off 200 miles in 6 seconds. I'm pulling it off. I'm
I got
pulling it
faith
off.
in you, girl.
I was right there. If I had one more run, I was right there.
I'm be with you in spirit. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that because I can't. Listen, I hope that I am there one time when you go to a better, and I can be there to record it. It's probably the
Yes.
camera probably not go fast as you going, but I'm gonna get as much as I can.
She said, I'm going to get as much as I can.
Right. So it is my plan to come over to the West Coast and holler
Yes.
at you and meet your whole family because I just love the fact that you guys are really a racing family.
Mm-hmm.
So siblings,
Mm-hmm.
any siblings that have any plans to race?
My brother,
Mm-hmm.
he wants to, but at the same time, I don't think he really wants to. I think he just see his sister racing, so he's like, I want to do what my sister is doing. But he used to want to race years ago. But then my dad had an accident, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm cool."
Right,
But me, on the other hand, I'm like, so when are we getting another car so I can get in?
right,
And my mom was like, "You guys think this is some type of joke, huh?"
right. You don't sound like you scared of nothing.
I, hmm. I'm scared a little bit of something, but I'm not gonna tell you guys. But yeah, just a little bit of something.
So I have
But as far as the, like doing the daredevil stuff, I'll do it
so I have one last question. When you're no longer racing, what would you like for your legacy to be?
when I'm no longer racing. Um, I want to be able to say that I accomplished all of my goals. Um, and I would love, love, love to pass the torch down to so many other young racers because they deserve it. They deserve to be able to have that space in that car and everything to be able to say like, hey, there she was never stingy.
Right,
She passed the torch and she said it was, it was good for us to race. And eventually I want to have my own race program. I want to leave it with that, like continue racing for others. I would love that. And not just little girls, but little boys too, because they deserve to learn how to race.
right. I can see that. I can see that. I know you're gonna do great things, and I'm just happy to be able to witness and say, "Hey, I know that
Yeah.
girl. I know her." So I'm just happy. I cannot wait to see what you do next. I can see greatness in you. It's all on you. It's right now you're melanin popping in that West Coast sunlight, and I can see the greatness in you. And I am here. I am here waiting to see what you do next.
I am too. Listen, sometimes I don't even know what I have in store, and then it just pop, and I'm like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that," but you did it, girl.
Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you for having me on your live. I know when I went to Atlanta, we were supposed to meet, but it's okay because I'm gonna make another trip and come down there. I would just like to thank my parents for, giving me the space to be able to race, my dad for passing me the torch, my mom for giving me the green light, for them being my supporter, my biggest supporters, my biggest fans. And always critiquing me in a way where I can take it and learn from it. I would like to give a thanks to our sponsors. Thank you guys for all the products and everything that you do for us and help our team run smoothly and for our car to get down this track safely. Thank you for everybody on my Instagram and my Snapchat and my Facebook and my Twitter and my TikTok and my YouTube for following me and, helping my platform grow and getting me the exposure that I need to get with everybody to show like, hey, there's another woman out here driving. There's another African American woman out here driving, and she's fearless and she's ready to do the damn thing. And just encouraging me and being super supportive. Like, I love all you guys, everybody. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Without you guys, I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, you have a good night. Well,
All
good
right.
day for you because it's still daylight where you are.
It is. It's 7:15 out here.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Talk to you
All
later.
right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, guys, if y'all missed any of tonight's episode of Rides and Vibes, you can catch the full replay on YouTube. You can do that by clicking the link in my bio and subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're coming up on 5 years of Rides and Vibes. So don't forget, we're coming up on year 5 of Rides and Vibes. September 2nd is our 5-year anniversary. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do about that or with that, but 5 years, September 2nd. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode of Rides and Vibes, and see y'all next Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Rides and Vibes. Good night.